Hello everyone, you are watching Let's Talk Football Pakistan. In this video, I'll go through each Champions League group and give you my early prediction. In Group A, we have Bayern Munich, Manchester United, Galatasaray, and Copenhagen. Bayern and United are favorites to go through. However, to one right of Galatasaray, their fans can create an incredible home ground atmosphere, and they have Wilfried Zaha and Hakan Ziyech in their ranks. However, I think Bayern Munich will be top the group with their new striker Harry Kane and incredible players such as Musiala, Kimmich, Goretzka, Davis, and veteran Thomas Muller, they can easily top this group. Manchester United will come in second. Despite their rocky start of the season, they have Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and new incoming Amrabat, who was phenomenal in Morocco's World Cup run. I think they'll come in second place. And third, I have Galatasaray, and fourth, Copenhagen. In Group B, we have Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens. I believe Arsenal will top this group. Mikel Arteta has completely transformed the side from what they were years ago. They almost won the Premier League last season, but fell off short. With talented players like Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, and William Saliba, I can see them dropping this group. And second place, I have PSV. Despite losing Xavi Simons, they currently sit first in the Eredivisie. They defeated champions Feyenoord in the Shield and absolutely blew away Rangers 5-1 at home. I believe they can be a very difficult team and they will come second. And third place, I have Sevilla. Even though they won the Europa League last season, they currently sit 20th, absolutely last place in La Liga. Their form is not looking good and need to turn it around quickly. And fourth, I have Lens. They have lost their star striker to RB Leipzig. I see them struggling and they won't be able to get third. In Group C, we have Napoli, Real Madrid, Braga, and Union Berlin. I have Napoli top in this group. Despite losing Sampoli, they still have Victor Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia, who will be able to get the goals and wins to top this group. Real Madrid will come in second. They lost Benzema and then replaced him with a top striker. They did sign Joselu, but he won't be able to get the same numbers as Benzema does. Jude Bellingham is very promising, but I can't see him keeping his goal scoring ability up. Braga is a tough side and can be a dark horse, but I'm giving them third place. Union Berlin is an amazing story. They were promoted a few years back and are now in the Champions League. It's really sad, but I don't think they can keep up the Champions League pressure and will come fourth. In Group D, we have Benfica, Inter Milan, Salzburg, and Real Sociedad. It's a tough group to decide, but I'll go with Inter Milan in first. They came runner-ups last season. They still have Lautaro Martinez, and so far they have conceded no goal in Serie A. They're solid at the back and lethal up front. I'm going with them as group winners. And second is Benfica. Despite losing Ramos, Enzo, and some other key players, they have Angel Di Maria, who is very clutch. And I think with him, they'll be able to secure second place. And third, I'm going with Real Sociedad. They have a good project going on, but in some of their La Liga games, they have come up short. They have a great player in Kubo. However, I think they'll come up short in the Champions League and come third. Last, I'm going with Salzburg. Despite their young, talented players, I think they won't be able to overcome this group and will come fourth. In Group E, we have Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic. I have Atletico Madrid top in this group. Even though they went out of Europe completely last season, Simeone's men will be able to secure first. With Antoine Griezmann, Memphis Depay, and even Alvaro Morata firing up front, Atletico will win this group. And second, I have Feyenoord. The current Eredivisie champions had great European runs in the Conference League and also the Europa League. I think they are dark horses and will get all the way to the quarterfinals. Lazio, third place. Lazio, even though they have Carlo Immobile and added Castellanos, the man who scored 4 goals against Real Madrid last season when he played for Girona, will come third. Mauricio Sarri's men last season, the Europa League, went out in the group stage. They even lost 5-1 to Midtjylland. So I'm not convinced that they will be able to do great in Europe. And finally, last place Celtic. Celtic didn't do well last season, and I have them getting knocked out of Europe completely this season as well. And now for the group of death, PSG, Dortmund, AC Milan, and Newcastle. It's a tough group to predict. However, I have PSG coming first. Even though they lost Messi and Neymar this summer, they still have Kylian Mbappe. And with new good attacking options like Dembele, Asensio, Gonzalo Ramos, and Moani, and under Luis and Enrique, I think this team will be able to come first. And second, it's AC Milan. They still have Pioli in charge. They were semi-finalists last season. And with Christian Pulisic flying high and also still having Rafael Leao, this team should be able to come second. And third, it's Newcastle. Despite their great start to the season, beating Villa 5-1, they have dropped off with 3 losses in a row. Eddie Howe needs to get his team up and running. However, I still think they have enough fight in them to come third. And fourth place, it's Dortmund. Dortmund lost the league on the final day last season. They have lost Bellingham. Currently, they don't look good. They slipped up at home to Heidenheim. I believe their failure to win the league last season has left a mental scar, and I think it's going to affect them. They're going to drop out of Europe completely. In Group G, we have Manchester City, Leipzig, Red Star, and Young Boys. City will top this group, no questions asked. And second, it's going to be Leipzig. They beat Bayern Munich in the Super Cup 3-0, with Almo getting a hat trick. They have a lot of talented players who are able to compete in Europe. And I think that's enough for them to get second. And third, it's Red Star. They have incredible fans who will create an intimidating environment when they play at home. They had an invincible season last year. They lost no game in the league. They are still strong and will get into the Europa League. And fourth, it's Young Boys. Young Boys have lost some of their better players. They might prove me wrong. Let's see how they do. And finally, Group H, Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar, and Antwerp. Barcelona will top this group easily. They have talented players like Pedri, Gavi, Balde, Kunde, Araujo, and now even Yamal in their ranks. They have added João Cancelo. They have star striker Lewandowski. They will top this group, no questions asked. Second place is Porto. They still have Taremi. They are a strong side in Europe. Managed to top their group last season despite having Atletico in it. They are a strong team and will get second. And it won't surprise me if they manage to get a point, even a win against Barcelona at home. And third, this may shock you, but I'm going with Antwerp. They may be a new side to the Champions League group stage, but they still have Vincent Janssen, the top scorer last season. They are going to be up for it. They're going to be excited and they're going to fight, and they will get third place. And fourth, I have Shakhtar. This may be shocking, but since they're going to be playing mostly on neutral ground due to some problems with Russia, they will come in fourth. They don't have Mudrik, though they still have some talented players. I think that this time they won't be able to get third place. Though, despite last season, they almost managed to beat Real Madrid, who secured a draw on neutral ground. Shakhtar will come in fourth.